you could do anything with your time, what would you do? As a young person, it feels like there's enough time to experience everything the world has to offer. But what if you suddenly had a short time to live? How would you spend that time differently? My name is Megan Snedden, and I am a New York City-based travel writer. Today is Father's Day. My dad is a hero, maybe even a superhero. He's the person I model my life after, and I think he thought I was a little bit nuts, just that I would commute to meet these random people that I don't even know, and he'd always say, "Where on earth do you find these people?" Today I'm going to Blooming Hill Farm outside of Cornwall, New York. This place to me has this ethereal quality to it. Part of it, I think, is the fact that I live in the city, surrounded all the time by noise and activity, and when I came here, there's just this feeling of peace, of nature, and of the quiet. I remember being here last time, and there was flute music playing in the background, and kids splashing around in the stream, and butterflies floating about in huge billowing clouds in the sky. I had to pinch myself to remind myself that I was alive. I was writing in my journal, if I had passed on, this is what I imagined heaven would look like. But there's also something mysterious about it, too. It was around noon, the time I think that my dad had taken off for his flight that day, an area in the desert called Tehachapi, where you get really great lift along the Sierra Mountains. Sailplanes, because they don't have an engine, they have a huge wingspan. You'll get towed up by another plane, and then it's up to you as the pilot to look for lift and look for thermal and stay aloft.
So what do you think?
Very, very cool. I swear in another life that he was a bird. He loved to fly. He loved to fly. Anytime we'd go anywhere, he would be looking up at the sky and observing the clouds, and he always knew the different types of cloud formations, and anytime a plane went by, you knew exactly what it was by the look of it in the far distance and the sound that its engine made. My mom and him had even met at the airport, so it was always a big part of who he was. I had spent the day here in Cornwall. By nightfall, I got on the train to return to Manhattan, then my mom called me. I think she was in shock. And just very point blank, as soon as I said hello, she said, "He's dead." And I just, I didn't want to believe it. Because he's the last person I ever thought that would happen to. He based his life lessons on being a good pilot.
Okay, here we are, crossing flight level 22 plus 220 plus 5.
He was going for a distance record that day and was flying on his own instead of with his group. So in attempts to stay in the air, was flying close to the mountains to catch some of the heat lift that comes up off the cliffs, but he was just flying too close. I just threw some things in the suitcase and got to the airport. Even after I got home for days. It seems silly, but I would wake up every morning and check to see if his car was there or just kind of wait by the door. I think when someone close to you dies, suddenly there's just this realization that life is so short and things can change in an instant. I got really clear about what I wanted with my life and what I wanted to do. Death instilled in me a greater sense of urgency to live now and heightened my sense of wonderment in the mundane. I opened up emotionally to connect with people on a deeper level, to express more gratitude, and to see beauty in simplicity. Acceptance is not forgetting what happened, but choosing to create an abundant existence around it. It's been a year since my father's death. I've come back to upstate New York on Father's Day to reconnect with the place I remember as both tragic and beautiful. Today at the farm, I met this reverend and a rock and roll guitarist who recommended an ashram in the area, and it's just this really mystical place with puppies. The body has a physical memory of sights and smells and sensations, and attaches them to significant moments in our lives. Being here among the trees and wildlife of upstate New York allows me to synthesize those memories and accept the reality of what happened. So bizarre, I really can't help it, but every time I look at the clouds, I think of my dad. Because he was always looking up at the sky, and sometimes I swear when I see the light shining right through him just in the right way, I feel like he's here, you know? Even amid tragedy, each moment presents an opportunity to revel in the beauty of life. My hope is that people do not wait until they witness death to live with intention. You can do anything with your time, so what will you do?